My name is Scott Leader. I'm a producer and engineer. I've been working in the field for about 15 years. I got my start in Los Angeles at some boutique studios where I learned the ropes and learned how to produce music. And for the past 5 years in Arizona, we built this studio with the express purpose of bringing the latest and greatest technology and experience of an LA recording studio here to Phoenix so it can be affordable for the people of Phoenix.
Scott has done an amazing job with putting this studio together and really making it a warm, comfortable place to work. We do great projects here. I mean, we do tons of projects a year, and every time I come in, there's new clients, there's a new energy, new excitement, and the facility's great to work in. As a musician coming in, it's amazing.
I love working with him, and I love the vibe and the easiness and the amazing sounds that we get at the studio, and it's just amazing community, and it's a great learning environment and a great working environment, and just a lot of great stuff's happening over here, and I'm very happy and fortunate to be a part of it.
As a producer, my job is to take the music of an artist or a band and create a commercial product. And really what that entails is taking the vision of the artist or band and morphing that into something that can be sold or that sounds professional, like on the radio. So the first thing that really needs to be done is to go through what we call pre-production, which is where we sit down with the artist and band and explain what's going to happen to their music and how it's going to change so we can present it in a commercial fashion.
Because we all work well together and we have ideas, we're not afraid to share those ideas. And it makes me a lot better as a musician because I'm not just kind of like sitting there being told what to do. It's like we all kind of work together, and any practice or any time in the studio, mic placement, using different drums only makes me a better drummer in the studio.
He's got a really good creative mind and gets things out of people that they usually wouldn't do themselves. Like, you can present him with a song, and he'll take that song and just, add certain elements that you never even thought were possible, and it's just in his head, and it shows you what a good producer and engineer can do, and he does a really good job, and it's amazing working with him.
The next step in making an album is really to start recording and tracking. But it's important to understand that with all the advances in digital recording, the recording process needs to be done in a way that we can use those techniques. So everything needs to be recorded to a click track so that we're on the grid in Pro Tools and can do editing later. There are many things we can do with drummers, for example, who maybe aren't able to record to a click track or record on the grid. I'm going to work with you to make sure that you get the best possible performance so that I have the best raw materials to work with.
When you're creating music, the studio is where the magic happens, So when you get that moment where the players are doing the right thing, Scott's doing the right thing, and the song is, it all comes together, and you listen back to it and go, yes, that was worth the time and effort to do that.
The first time I worked with him was on my own band's project, and it went really smoothly. And I've worked with a lot of engineers around the valley and around the country, and you get certain engineers that it just takes a while to load tracks and just not smooth. With Scott, everything's just really fluid, and it's a really nice experience.
The most common question that I get from potential clients is, how do I achieve that commercial sound or that radio-ready sound? It has a lot to do with the studio itself, the gear we use, the equipment that we have, but most importantly it has to do with the performance. If you're an artist, we're going to set you up with really professional studio musicians who know what they're doing, and they can get in here and give you a top-notch performance quickly and efficiently so that we don't need to waste time on drums or on bass. We can focus on you as the artist if you're the singer or guitar player. If you're a band, we're going to make sure that everyone in the band is comfortable and able to give us the best performance that we can. I personally, as a producer, don't like to settle when I know that someone is capable of giving me more. And part of the album experience is that you're going to get the best performance that you can give so that you'll be happy with the product in the end.
Your project will be treated with respect. You as a client will be treated with respect.
So he can listen to a bare bones structure of a song and say it needs X, Y, and Z, and typically it needs X, Y, and Z. So Scott has a great ear for hearing what a song needs and getting it out of the musicians that come in here to play.
He is so laid back and so easy to work with, and Scott just makes it a really exciting and fun experience.
One of the most exciting parts of album production is when we bring in studio professionals to help on an artist's CD. And really there's a true synergy that's created when you bring in different professionals on different instruments who hear and interpret the artist's music, and a lot of the times come up with something that they were never expecting to hear. You know, whether it be an electric guitar player or a saxophone player or a backup singer, you know, this is what is needed to enhance the performance from an individual. We're lucky here to have a wonderful group of people that not only are professional players, but they have a good attitude and they have an open mind and they enjoy working with the people that we bring in.
The first time I did a session with him, we clicked and we were able to find a way to communicate what we were trying to achieve, what he needed me to do on pieces, and what I could give him, and we found that we had a good chemistry doing that. So I see too many other musicians that have horror stories about working in studios with producers that really don't understand them or don't really understand the music that they're doing or don't really believe in the music that they're doing. And that certainly was the one major difference which I found out with Scott.
It was really important to us that we went for quality and not quantity. We chose high-end mics, high-end preamps, and the best computer gear that is used in the industry. One of the problems that I have with some studios that I visit is the clutter. You know, it's very hard to work when you're in a space that's cluttered with old, outdated gear.
Oh, some of the toys. Well, we're running a Pro Tools HD3 system on a Mac Pro. We've got a DigiDesign Icon series console. Lots of Neve preamps, outboard compressors, just ridiculous amounts of plugins and other audio trickery, and lots of good mics and a lot of good rooms to record in as well.
There's great equipment here. He's got a handful of mics. I mean, everything that everybody knows, to the Neumann stuff down to, you know, your typical 57. But he's got a nice rack full of the Neve pre's. On the digital realm of things, it's pretty high end.
The most important part of the recording process after the tracking, of course, is the mix. Everybody here is very experienced at mix. They understand how to use the software and the outboard gear to give you the commercial product that you're looking for. We spent a lot of time acquiring the necessary gear and balancing and calibrating the speakers of this room to make sure that the mix that comes out of this studio is going to be professional and proper.
Us being able to hear your project go from nothing to what comes out of your mind and what comes out of your heart to all of a sudden come to life.
Thank you for visiting our website. We're here anytime to answer your questions. You're more than welcome to come in and get a tour of the studio. Give us a call, send us an email. We're happy to work with you, and we know you'll be happy with your project.
Really, you're going to get a fantastic product. You always know that with Scott, you're going to be taken care of, you're going to be treated with the utmost professionalism, you're going to be treated with respect, and he's going to turn your music from an idea into a true art form, something really spectacular.
Scott's a great engineer, he knows what he's doing, so that makes it easy. I always have a good time doing it, so it's a lot of fun.
I don't know, if you want to have a good experience making a recording, you should come here. And I think it's important to work with good people who care about what you do. And that's exactly what you get here.
We're talking about getting it done right. His versatility with production tools that he has, especially using Pro Tools. He knows his way around there. I mean, this guy has really mastered it.
You know, it's just a very, very fun, you know, very friendly atmosphere to work in.